What's up, YouTube? Sergeant Beast Mode here, and it's time for another episode of
The war room awaits. You are in the hot seat, controlling it all.
It's time for
Choose
another
a coach
episode.
who will execute the game plan.
I'll just let this
Draft a roster of some of the premier NFL stars of today, and possibly even yesterday.
A great pick here.
Take them to the field, where you'll put it all on the line.
Okay, so video since yesterday because is there not just like a new draft? What's this? Okay, so do you have to do it ranked? Oh, unranked draft. Okay, I'm probably gonna do an unranked draft first. So silver players. Okay, there we go. Head-to-head draft. So my plan for today is to get out an Ultimate Team episode with my first game. I'm gonna get this out. I'm gonna probably, maybe, don't count on it, maybe do some WWE 2K17. But I'm gonna grind on NBA because I'm trying to get back where I was whenever I had to delete my career. So I'm trying to get back where I was on that. I think I had to delete it at December 8th. I'm on, I think, November 18th. So I'm getting closer. And I had to put the audio down, like the audio music down. Alright, I had to turn it off because my last video got copyrighted, so they took out the audio, which sucks. So if I'm ever not commentating my videos, let me make sure my mic's working. I'm just gonna make it to see if my mic's working real quick. You have to create a party. Okay, it's working. I don't know why my mic ever did that. You'd have to plug it in. You'd have to unplug it and plug it back in. But let's go. Okay.
First things first, you'll need to select your head coach, bearing in mind that you'll also be utilizing the playbook that he favors in the NFL.
This is the Legends round.
If you're curious as to how your team's coming together, keep an eye on its overall rating. You don't need me to tell
let's
you.
Go with Tim Brown.
And this is
Got
a big piece of the puzzle right here. Maybe a no-brainer, but a great pick regardless.
Kind of tough one. I'm gonna go with the Aqib Talib. I gotta rep the Broncos, bro. Joe Flacco.
It's so important to find players you can really commit to in these first few rounds. You'd hate to have to readdress these same positions later on.
I'm gonna go with Joe Flacco.
Difference maker. That's what
just in case we don't get another quarterback down the line. Okay, Devontae Freeman. That's a pretty good pick. Right now it's been
one Atlanta Falcon is gone already.
Dang, dude, are you kidding me? I literally just got running back. I'll get Pierre Garçon. Right now it's been all offense. Come on, give me some defensive players.
These middle rounds are where your decisions can really impact your team.
Dude, I think I'm good on the offense. Give me some defensive players.
There's no guarantee you're going to see him again.
Okay, right
Definitely
outside
some
linebacker.
options with this pick. Do you take a skill player here, or get yourself some help up front? These are the rounds you love to see. Some big names to choose from here.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Landon Collins.
No need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into a starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade.
Dang. We're getting some fire this draft. Okay, I'm gonna go with the tight end because we already have 3 receivers.
Boy,
I'll go with
it's
Casey
finger crossing
Hayward.
time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two. What to do here? Build up the interior of your line or get that skilled player to add a true weapon? Both offensive and defensive options here. They might have to ask themselves which side of the ball needs more attention.
We'll go with DeMarcus Ware. I mean, we are running a 3-4 defense. So I think DeMarcus Ware would help.
And with time
Darius
running
Slay.
short, you've got to hope some guys fall into
Or
your
we
lap,
could get
or you
Denzel
could be
Perriman.
left with some real holes on your roster.
This is kind of tough. We gotta go Denzel Perriman. Ooh, nice.
A bit of a dilemma out of the ball.
I'll
Do
go
you
with
turn
Reggie
your focus
Nelson,
to
because
here?
he's only a
Maybe not a
79.
huge upgrade
Georgia.
over what we had already, but they're
Okay,
certainly building up some depth there.
We need a left outside linebacker. That's good. That's good. So, that draft was pretty good.
After the draft's complete, check out the draft summary screen.
Let's go.
And with that, you've just wrapped up putting together your very first draft champion squad. From here, you can modify your lineup if you'd like, or if you're ready to go, feel free to jump right into game number 1.
So yeah, I had to turn off the music because I got copyrighted. So it took off the audio. And just saying, like, if, I don't know if I said this already, but if I'm ever not talking in my videos, it's because my mic's messed up for some reason. I'm sick, and I just don't want to do, like, a commentary. Or, I got copyrighted. Because you could hear me in my live stream. Like, in my live stream, you could hear me. But as soon as it was published as a video, it got copyrighted. So. And I understand, like, some of you guys want more videos. Or some of
Thank you, Larry.
to
so
my
the
channel
picks
for
are
one
in.
video,
We welcome you to this Draft Champions contest. I'm Brandon Gaudin
there's,
along with Charles Davis, ready to call the action.
like,
and let's get to it. Down to the field. It's time for kickoff.
But if there's a couple people that watch one of my series videos,
and it's the birth of a new club as we're underway in Draft Champions. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
But let's keep this going.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. He's right there.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now the first carry here for Frank Gore. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
To throw on 2nd down, it's Romo, escaping the pressure right. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Out to his left. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his guys are going to take...
Uh-oh. We all know what this means. Either he's checking out my team, or he is about to rage quit. Okay, so that was an easy first win. Where the date I was at. Okay, let me reset that. On NBA 2K17, as soon as I get to the date where I was at, whenever I had to delete my career, I'll start making videos for NBA again. And I'm just telling you, like, right now, I'm working on the ankle breaker badge. Hold up. So, yeah, I'm working on the ankle breaker badge. So, you have to get like 200 double moves leading to a score. And I have a hunch. I think I'm at least at 100 out of the 200 that you need the tireless score, you need like, I think you need like 350 through 400 moving shots. So I'm not going to get that anytime soon. But hopefully I'll have the ankle breaker badge by the time I start recording 2K17 again.
Thank you, Larry. Brandon Gaudin, along with Charles Davis here in the booth. We are set for a spectacular draft champions matchup and some spectacular talent on your screen right now. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get down to the field for kickoff.
Dang, I kicked it off last time, though. Dang it, dude.
Two teams here amped and ready for football, and off we go in week 2 of draft champions. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
I don't know how
and in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Throwing now, Elway on first down. If Fasano here brings it in.
Almost
the completion good for 3 and it's second down.
Like
so they complete 16. The pass and now they face a second down.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands,
speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. On third down, Elway. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
With a nice sack.
Randy Gregory with a big-time sack on third down. And it'll be a loss of 7.
I'll use this Cockrell guy. Oh, thanks for punting it, dude. That's nice of you.
With it is Brown. Now a hit and a
no, get the ball.
And
yes, we got it. He picked it up.
I do think, yes. So no turnover on the punt, and it'll be a first down.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He's going to let this one go deep.
Nice, Pierre
He's
Garçon.
got a man complete. A big play here for Dallas. 44 yards.
They went for the haymaker there, didn't they? A big shot towards the end zone, and they came up with the catch, but they were tackled short of the goal line. The defense escaped the big one there. Now they got to try and hold him to a field goal attempt.
They'll look to run with Freeman.
I kind of figured
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Second down, Flacco now.
What was that?
Is incomplete.
Whoa.
Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target.
X.
And it's third and short.
What was that?
From the 2-yard line yet again. Let's see what they can do on third and goal.
Set, move, 45. 3.
Looking for 2 yards here on third down. Flacco. Oh,
nope,
it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's fourth down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And Suckup will put this one right through, and the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the folks here in the stands this afternoon, they're happy about that one. Their guys get the early advantage after the opening drive field goal.
And they should be happy. Their guys look good getting down the field, and that's got to give them hope that good things are in store here today.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Set! 319!
Off the play fake. Elway. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word.
Oh,
what would
my
you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Telling you, I do not like the new kicking.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
Not at all.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. And now Oakland ready to take the field.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well,
crap.
You almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Dang. Did he call timeout?
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on third down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Here we go now. Lucky 56. Green 39. No. Check. Patriot. Here we go.
3rd and 2. Now Elway. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. And on display right there, the arm that made John Elway a lot of money.
And that's going to leave a mark because when he throws it with that much force, one of the best arms the game has ever seen, one of the strongest ones, it does leave a mark.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mark Hertzlick from that outside linebacker spot. He's able to get in there for a loss of 9.
No. Check. Patriot.
What happened last game, in our first game?
On second down, Hyde. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down.
Uh-oh.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach.
That was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Flacco. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Hard throw, incomplete. Tim Brown, the intended target, and that brings up 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away.
There we go.
And Suckup will put this one right through. And that will give them a 12-point lead. Well, the offense got the ball in a good spot, but they went nowhere. They settled for 3.
Brandon, I think it's safe to say that was a major disappointment. Had a great opportunity, excellent field position, and did not be able to move the ball at all. Big-time letdown.
This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
All right, here we go.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense and hold up their end.
And he'll be taking
He still stopped the first down, though.
Line.
He ran
6
into the back
on
of
the
his
pickup,
defender,
and
I got around him and tackled him.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here we go now. Blue,
On 2nd down, Elway. They go screen pass to Hyde.
Bruh, get him. Come on, Williams.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Carlos Hyde, 54 yards. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. And this is back to a 5-point game.
All right, so we get the ball the first time this drive, like from the kickoff.
After the touchdown, it's Dawson on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Brown, the lone receiver, left. Flacco, and Cook has it left side. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some
rack. He almost intercepted the screen.
When he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they? Oh, man, that was close.
I didn't even see his player there, honestly.
The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jared Cook, 64 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL,
that was a horrible
those
kick.
Tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
That was such a bad kick.
They come up in an offset eye.
It's lagging a little bit. Not even close to Madden 16.
Down, Elway. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
I swear, if he gets the...
I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll come out in the pistol. Elway to throw on second. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Now they go screen. It's complete. Losing 4 yards that time. And now it's 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
Here's Elway going for the deep ball.
Ooh.
And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And he tugged this one badly. It's so no good. Kicking. Wide left. And this score will stay right where it is.
Hard.
So not only does the fumble recovery not turn into 6, it doesn't even turn into 3.
And they let him off the hook right there. You have to be able to capitalize on sudden change situations. So to go 3 plays and then miss a field goal, that's a huge disappointment.
Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. A strong running. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside.
And I get the ball at halftime. He's going to kneel it, I think.
Set, 3-19, 3-19, hot!
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
Ooh.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. To pass, Flacco. And the hit jarred it loose.
Oh, I thought he caught
incomplete.
I was like, yes!
Well, they went for the big
and
play
then whenever
there,
I saw the
but
cameras
that drop
out, and then I
could
saw
really
the
hurt their momentum.
3rd down, Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. Dancing to his left. And fights him off.
Shake him off.
Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Tamahali in there to drop him for a loss of 10.
He broke 2 tackles,
and
though.
it'll be 4th and long. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there.
It's pretty laggy whenever it comes to kicking.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Now it's Elway. Flush to his right. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And this is going to be incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one.
That punt, though.
And the Raiders pick it up.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, And at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. And we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty
good return. Because if he gets another touchdown,
really
he's right
nice
back
return.
in the game.
They were going to be set up okay.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Mark Hertzlick in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. On second down, Elway. Caught out left side by Robinson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up.
Here it comes. I think maybe he's just looking at my team. You know, I'm gonna look at his team.
Here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10.
Oh, he brought in Alex Smith.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Hold up, did he bring in Alex Smith to help him with his running game?
He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Call it a loss of 18. And that's going to make it 4th down.
It's almost gotten to the point in the NFL where 3rd down is a throwing down, no matter what the distance. It just feels that way. So how about the discipline there by the defense? Understanding, reading their keys. They run the ball on 3rd down. They don't just handle it with technique and stay at home. They become disruptors.
And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. So they take over not only...
Your peer has conceded the game. Man, this might help me with my coins too. Estimated waiting time, 10 seconds. CJ Mosley, boy. In my Battlefield Hardline, the next episode's episode 3. I'm hoping
Larry, thank you.
Continue
it is
that
indeed
through the
time
week.
for a draft champions matchup and what is set to be a great draft champions matchup. In the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis, and these guys should have a huge impact on the outcome of this game. They're ready to roll. We're ready to roll.
And
let's roll. The getting to know each other process is over. Time to get down to it. And we're off in week 3 of Draft Champions.
I think in my second episode I didn't do any audio.
Then he'll take this across the 25.
Tell me if you like that better. Do you like it with audio
up to the
or without audio?
27-yard line.
I personally like it better with audio. Just so you can like know what I'm doing. If that makes sense.
1st and 10 here for Flacco. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
All right, say it with me now. There's a lot of different words we come up with. Maybe we go back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty?
Yep.
Wiley. Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names.
You name it. Has every move in the book and continued to get better throughout his career so he can make that type of a catch.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, as a defender, after a big running play against my group, I'm actually happy to see a draw play. Why? It takes a little bit longer to develop, and that gives me a chance to diagnose it and get to the play quickly.
He used like a speed
there are a good number of coaches that anytime they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
3rd and long for Joe Flacco. Going up top. It's caught at
nice,
the 10.
I caught it.
And he takes it all the way down to the 3. It's a big play for the Cowboys on 3rd. 58 yards. Now Flacco. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Tim Brown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop.
If it would let me change characters, I would hit stick them.
It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll bring up a second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Foles. It's complete to Fuller.
Oh, God.
And he's able to get up here to the 26.
I like
the completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew.
Oh, what an interception by Reggie Nelson.
Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. On first down, Flacco. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be tipped into enemy territory. They look to throw on 1st and 10 with Flacco. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny McCray.
I thought he was going to drop up
set
top.
up shop at the 40-yard line.
He got in front of my guy.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Now Foles. He's got Fuller. 15 yards there for number 15. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
7 seconds. 5 now. 4, 3.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. 10 yards still left on 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Is this guy going to keep on wasting time?
Here's Foles.
I think it's because he gets the ball.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a gain of 5. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
All right, I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And able to find Graham, complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
They go back to the ground with Williams. Down to the 25. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, it wasn't much of a gain, but we're getting near the 2-minute warning. So maybe they just want to get to that point, regroup, and decide what they want to do the rest of the half.
And it's incomplete. Jordan Matthews, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Foles. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
I didn't mean
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. So on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
Pretty smart.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on.
Dude.
Always better than nothing.
Okay, there we go.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
Oh, I didn't
And the
even see
decision
where
to
I was
bring it
going.
out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Incomplete on first down. Now Flacco on second. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Here's Flacco. He goes underneath to Freeman.
Let's go,
12
Freeman.
yards that time and picking up the first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Dude,
really
I have
read
no
it well,
idea
didn't they?
what
Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Move, 45!
On first down, Flacco. Now a hit, and Flacco drops the football. It's loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah,
I didn't even see that guy.
That's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game.
I was looking at the receiver.
If the team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Flacco.
Nope.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now.
I just got an interception.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his finger.
Looking for Garcon, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Perry Riley. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Sorry, I had to make sure my mic was
They'll come
working.
out in the pistol. Now Foles. He targets Jordan Matthews, and it's caught. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense.
I just want to go into the half
one
with the
remaining
lead.
here as we head toward halftime.
Come on, bro.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Are you kidding me? What the heck?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
That play was just a mess on my part. I almost sacked his QB.
They'll throw now on the final play.
Oh my
Trying to lay one up deep. And this
yes,
one is
dude.
incomplete.
He didn't catch it.
So
I
we've
almost
reached
sacked his
halftime here in a
quarterback.
4-point game.
I almost
as we send you cross country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report. Here's Larry Ridley. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3.
Maybe that was pretty good. Maybe that was a little
at the
good.
2.
This guy, he's magic.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Foles.
There you go. Oh, dude, he's got a guy.
He's got Fuller. Give him 11
like to say
yards
he's
that
got a
time
guy
and a new
wide
set of
open.
downs. And boy, they had high
Dude, that guy
praise
was
for this
left
rookie
all
receiver
alone.
when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said?
And
Let's
no
go.
escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Randy Gregory in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught outright by Graham. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
Dude.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Here's Fuller.
Yes, he dropped
Will
it. Oh my
Fuller
gosh,
was the
dude.
intended target. And it's
My
4th
heart
and
dropped
4.
there for a second.
We know it's not an easy job to
You
go out
gotta
and
have
catch
guys
passes
covering
when
those
people are trying to
people out
tackle
there.
you and knock the ball away.
If he gets one of
But
those
the bottom
plays
line
again,
is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Oh. Is he going for
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They run. It's Williams. A beautiful fake. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Ricky Williams, 33 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And he knocks it through.
Dude, oh my gosh. This guy's such a troll. I might have had 14 points if it wouldn't have,
the risk reward of the
I don't know
onside
what game
kick
was that.
when
I
you
think
don't
it was
get
this
it,
game.
the risk
Whenever
comes out to
he
play, and here
kicked
they
it,
gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything,
it bounced off the ground
you're
and I
trying
got
your
it.
best to
And
press
then,
advantages
I
when you
started
have
to
them,
run, then I
and
dropped
field
it,
position
and he
leads
got
you
the
to that
ball.
type of
I don't know
play
if that was
calling,
this game or
whether
my
you
last
want to
game.
blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep.
But that was
Those types of
horrible.
things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their
Dude,
opponent.
oh my
And that
gosh.
one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Surveying the
Oh,
field.
that guy's open.
This is caught inside the 15. And give him a gain of 37.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field.
The 8-yard
But if you throw
line.
enough curls and crossing
I think I
routes and
can do
underneath
pretty
routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Pierre Garçon from 8 yards out. And the Cowboys have retaken
Dude,
the lead.
freaking hate the field goals this
As a
game.
former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts.
Why are the field goals so
All right,
hard
because
this
once he
game?
took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
On second down, Williams. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Gosh,
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down.
Dude,
I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
I suck at those two things in this game.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he finds his tight end.
Running with my QB, that's
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback.
Within 5 yards,
who's usually going to win that
one?
one?
Tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really
trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted.
I think that's his
a
name.
great read, and it's picked off. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field, and they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the deep...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Weatherspoon. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Well,
try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Back now in Los Angeles. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Dude, I think the commentating has much improved in this game.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams.
I think it has much improved because it says like
from the 9 to the 8.
Now holding these two teams like between the field goal and stuff. On Madden 16 it just says the Cowboys are up by 3.
Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys
so
are
I
probably
think it has
expressing
much
themselves
improved.
to them as well. I wouldn't run here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Now Foles. Buying time to his left. And that is incomplete.
Was that fourth and goal? Nope, that was third.
On fourth down,
this is fourth and
goal. The kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through.
I really don't
want to go to overtime. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch right down the pipe, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
And he didn't leave much doubt there, did he?
He goes for onside kicks all the time. He always goes for it.
Dead center.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
To pass, Flacco. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety here, Ron Parker. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Is it just because I'm new to the game?
Start the drive.
Or what? Is it always like this?
And 15 yards there
Dude,
on the
I've
catch
thrown
and
like
run.
4 interceptions.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down.
And some of them is whenever my guy was like open.
For trouble because you might run
2 of
into
them was because I like dropped back and threw it on the run.
Williams
Get the ball! Yes! Let's go!
Take over at the 39-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. So the fumble recovery, now Flacco to throw. And nearly another
as soon as I threw it, I realized that he had a guy
around the ball
right there.
all game.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
2nd and 10. Flacco once more. He sets to fire deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Are you freaking kidding me?
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath.
If I don't get this, I'm probably going to lose the game.
Case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays.
Dude,
and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Foles.
No.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Matthews that time, and it's 3rd and short.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here's Foles. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 4 yards remaining now on 2nd down.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
They come out here in the eye.
Bring the line.
Yeah, this guy's smart. He's trying to waste the clock.
Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
And as the 4th quarter winds down here, we're all even.
And no one wants this game to extend.
Whenever I watched the Ohio State and Clemson game. I was going for Ohio State. Clemson and Alabama in the championship.
An encroachment penalty here, maybe just a mental lapse, partner.
Sometimes you have to just watch the football. Make sure it's snapped before you're jumping.
Okay, I'm going to stay back here.
Green the line! Green the line!
It's Williams. And he's
he got the
for the
touchdown.
touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now.
He's going for 2.
Down, flat 22.
Foles will look to throw. Being chased out left. And they don't get it.
Dang.
They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So the inability there to get the 2-point conversion sort of leaves the door at least a little bit more ajar.
And puts the onus now on the kickoff team and the defense to make sure they don't give up a big play that puts them in position to lose.
Especially on this kickoff. Got to be careful. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone.
I thought I caught that with number 80.
Ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
I thought I
See if they can
that.
cover all their bases.
I would have been so freaking out. Victor Cruz.
One last guess for Flacco. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete.
Okay.
So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still. You were wondering, could it happen?
If I wouldn't have missed
Possibly,
that field goal.
even though we both knew it was a long shot.
Dang, sucks. It just hurts me that I missed that field goal. It didn't really affect if I lost or won, but it kind of just hurts that I missed a field goal.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gault. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
It was acceptable. It was kind of laggy on the field goals and stuff. Okay, let's open my packs. Hey, I'll be able to use these 4 players. Nope, okay. This isn't comparing it to my lineup. Okay, continue, go back. I'm just gonna go to my ultimate team and do the autofill or whatever, like the generate best lineup. I've unlocked the Mutt Pack. Hold on. Why did it just give me coins? Oh, because I've completed an objective. Okay. Hold on, it said I've unlocked a Mutt Pack. Here we go. Nope, never mind. Oh, here it is. Rookie pack. Okay, so 250 contracts. I wanted the Legends pack. That's what I'm working on. I think it's only like 10. Okay, let me do the generate best lineup. Yeah, because I got a new tight end. Skirt. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more. And until my next video. Actually, let me check the auctions real quick. I want to buy like a... I'm gonna buy like a cornerback. Because I need a corner. If there's any corners for less than 3,000. Holy crap, all these have like 1 second. What? No. Dude. Okay, I'm gonna go like way down here. 15 seconds. Holy crap, for fullback. Well, I could have used that guy. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the cornerback. Freaking, oh my gosh. Dude, this Prince of Mukamar, oh my god. This Prince of... would really help me. Okay, I'm done. Give me my coins back. Dude, I want the buy now price. I want like a good cornerback, though. See, like, Stephon Gilmore, that'd help. So let's go Stephon Gilmore. Actually, I don't have enough for that right now. I have 3 new notifications. I think one of them's get your team to like a 74 overall. They give me 2,000 coins. Nice. And a rookie pack. Okay. Let's check. I think I already have a right end. Keeping him. Okay. Okay, I could use this guy. Hold up, let me go do the generate best lineup. Yeah, because I got my boy David Amerson up in here. No, I just want my coins back. Dude, I could go back and get those corners. Now that I have 2,000 coins. Let's go. Buy now price. Where they at? Gold. Okay, I want like the 80 overalls. Okay, I really like Bradley Roby, but they got Desmond Trufant, my boy. Okay, I'm gonna go put him in my lineup. This has to get me to like a 76 overall, which will give me like 3,000 coins. $76 maybe? What? Holy crap, that didn't even get me to a 76. What in the world? My defense is pretty freaking stacked. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more. And until my next video. Hold up, what's this notification? Oh, okay. Till my next video. Peace.